Hey everybody, Richard Dorsey here. We tried to get Darren in, but the flight just hold him. So we got Yesai, the man pinch hitter himself. We got a crazy, awesome conversation today. I'm joined by Damian Lang, brother Hakeem right here, from the Office of Gun Violence Prevention.
That's right.
Correct. And some unconventional advice is gonna drop out. So I just want you guys to open up your ears. Please take a second, introduce yourself to the community again. Mr. Hakeem, will start with you and then go back to Mrs. Day.
Yes, my name is Hakeem Donadel. I am the community engagement coordinator for the Virgin Islands Department of Gun Violence Prevention.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Damian Lang. Once again, violence interrupter, Office of Gun Violence Prevention. We're trying to save lives, man.
Yeah, awesome. So this episode, we kind of themed it why the VI loves war and not peace. And we're lovely enough to have the peacemakers with us. And just before we dive into the topic really deep, what do you think the boom, hurricane coming, right? So you said with tropical storm, tropical weather, we got where do you think the VI is in terms of like that rating system? We hot, we cool, the VI a little too warm, too much tension. Where are we? You guys are the ones that real the
Right
violent
now,
weathermen, yes.
right now.
Right now.
First of all, let me just shout out to all the men in the community for keeping the peace right now. Big respect to all you, because as of June, we have not had a homicide.
Yeah.
Knock on wood,
Mm.
but we're hoping to keep this peace going for the festival time. But as of right now, we at like a low number, and we try to stay that way. Last year, we had a whole high take in murders. We wanted to shift back down again. Right now, I think we're like at 20 something, 22. Yeah. And if we could stay that way and get past the festival time, man, that's a big look for us, because we've been in the 40s.
Yeah.
At this time of the year.
And that's big for the small population.
Gigantic. It's gigantic.
So through your office, why do you have such an accurate read on the pulse of the VI like violence issue? What about your office and your positions help you to like be able to make that assessment?
Being out there in the community, and when people understand that, when you as a community and we build together, meaning it's not just the Office of Gun Violence Prevention, it takes nonprofits, it takes government agencies, it takes you, our good people in the community, it takes us collaboratively working together, and we can always keep the peace. But we need people to talk. We need people to be able to talk to each other and communicate and vibes. It's just too much. It's, like they said, we love war and we hate peace. And that's because that's the message we put out there. And us, the men in the community. How you feel about it?
I have a very interesting take on it. I don't believe that we love war. I believe that we're a spirited breed. Very similar to Haiti, very similar to Jamaica. We're spirited, we're fiery. And a lot of times it could spill out with disrespect, depending on whether it's me as a man, my family, my wife, and being able to take whatever said disrespect and still be whole. Use a chump and blah, blah, blah. And it may even be true, right? Whatever they say. But to be able to take it and just be like, you know what? You have a good day. That's what we're lacking. I just feel like we just have this ominous view of a certain segment of our population, and I think I think every nation has like a warrior class.
Okay, I respect that.
Right?
Yeah.
The difference is, you may be in the military, you may police, whatever have you. And a lot of times, and not just St. Croix, but worldwide, those men who have that warrior spirit, you're misled. Men, we have to join in groups. We are we pack up, right? And if that pack isn't operating to the right, then you're gonna do a bunch of left-sided things, and that's what I believe is going on. I just don't think we're wild. I just don't think that we're wild packs. I believe that they're just misguided. And if there was a quote unquote Virgin Islands militia, I mean, not then, you do realize that the Caribbean in their relationship with America, they're not going to go and join the Marines unless they have to. They didn't. That's an option for them to succeed in life. But that doesn't mean that they're not of that warrior class, and that's what I think. These brothers are brave. I mean, it's not easy doing these things that they're doing. So it's clear that these guys have a
Like a strong
assumption about
assumption,
them. These guys are warriors. It's just misguided.
I like that spin. Because with warriors also comes honor and respect, loyalty, protection. You do community intervention through the school specifically, right?
Okay, well, I just to let you know, I'm relatively new. I'm like brand new.
Okay, just that.
Like literally. But the way I envision myself attacking this is obviously directly to the homes, directly to the projects where everyone is afraid to go to, where I don't have that fear because I'm from it. So I think you go directly to the source, obviously to the schools, the moms and the dads, the community leaders, the coaches, and we basically just have this gigantic push, to ensure their safety, to do what they need to do, to be kids, to grow, to play, to be free, to free up, all right? And and all of us get involved with this. And those individuals, listen, to realize guys that have guns have kids also.
Yeah.
Right? Individuals that are participating in what we're talking about, they have kids. And guess what? They want their kids to go out to the park and play. Emil Griffith Park down in not Emil Griffith, Meadry Cummins Park down in West. I mean, I go in there. I go and do a little.
Check this out, right? As he said that, right? Listen to this. So I was blessed the other day. Two youth, man, 114, 115, went to Big Duck to jump off a Big Duck. And guess what? That was their first time.
Wow.
Ever. Why? The father from Water got. He been beefing with man from West. Where I'm being straight, he don't put on like maybe one or two of them. Like he come from that life for real, but now that he got older, it's like he want different for his boys. His boys can't be gangsters, right? In his head, they could never walk in my shoes. I won't allow it. But we know who he is, right? And they first time being able to go Big Duck and jump off, 14 and 15 years old, two brothers. And I was like, I see, and he was like, man, I love you, And I was like, real shit. He's like, I love you for real, See that man face, the man? For years, that man don't jump off of that duck just now and come back up maybe 50 times since I've been right here.
Because they just so having fun with it, yeah.
They never did it before. They always wanted to, but it was not able to because the father was fearful that somebody that he had a problem with from West might avenge whatever happened in the past with one of his sons.
85 square miles.
And guess what? He tell me, he said, man, I love you. He said, let's sit down with X, Y, and Z, cure the problem. Now these men, I ain't got to worry about them going to the village. They good to go. And if they want to come down here with their partners, no one ain't got to worry about them coming down here. He say he just really appreciate it. And this was a serious breakthrough where we actually had men that was from East that really holding and upholding this. I don't mess with them West man.
Yeah.
I don't go in the West. They have man in East, right? That will never. They praying for village to come back East. They praying for Juve to come back East.
We do need to bring it back.
But they really praying for it because of the mentality that I from East, I don't mess with them on the West. I don't go West. Why? We don't had problems in the past. what is the war about? The war dead and gone. The people who started the war either dead or they in jail for the rest of their life. And this just keep going. We got young dudes in complex talking about who that man is the ops. It's like, dog, everybody can't be the ops.
Can.
In the military, when they tell you that's the ops, your duty and your job is to go kill them. That's the ops.
Right.
If you don't feel that you should kill this man just by looking at him, then he ain't your ops. You know, and it's like it's just weird, man. We live in a weird society, and I feel like we prefer war than love. We prefer war than peace.
But it's at the top. Like, you know, come on, these kids and their parents. All we've seen is war. What do you mean? America's doing what they want to do.
We have
Those guys over there in Middle East is doing what they want to do.
So
normal.
the flavor of VI angst is different because you just mentioned 85, 84 square miles. The compression is different. We're beefing, you know, this is not like a big state. This ain't a big city. It ain't even a big town. So the ability to have that beef 20 miles out from your nearest neighbor is in 5 miles.
You're right.
Exactly.
Let me look at Castle and Sion Farm. A stoplight was a stoplight dividing them. And there was a war for years. A stoplight. If I coming out my stoplight, you coming out your side, but we gonna see each other.
And we gonna shop plaza.
And we gotta go plaza.
Yeah.
Okay, Matt.
Right.
You know, it just don't make sense, man.
So you're a peace interrupter. That's the official title, right? Well, no, what it is?
Violence interrupter.
Violence interrupter. But you're a peacemaker, right? What elements have you found diffuse the tension? Like when you, because every situation, Loki, he's a counselor. Right? You're a therapist for the streets. What are the 2-3 things that when you're walking into a situation, how do you assess it to say, okay, I already know partner need to hear this and this partner need to have that, and I need to be particular about this. How are you to break that down? I want to know how you cook. I got a recipe, Mr.
It's
Natural feel. His natural feel.
It's just at that moment, you know, like real talk, man. Like this ain't no story. This ain't no fake life. This is a job. And I know for a fact, right? Me and Tony, big up to my boss, Tony Emmanuel. I forget to mention him in the beginning, our executive director.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? I definitely need to say big up to him, man, because he has given me so much knowledge. But anyways, when we first started doing this, right, and I went at my first situation, trying to deal with a situation where this dude said straight up, like, boom, I killing this man tonight. Tonight is not going to happen and finish without this man dead. And ain't no boy could stop me. And that situation was very, very heated. And it wasn't being said by somebody who ain't known to VIPD for pulling the trigger.
Right.
So we know this is going to happen. It took me hours in the afternoon making contact with you to explain that you were wrong. Like you were wrong. And you saying you're willing to defend it. But you ain't never killed nobody. But you saying you going to defend it. This nigga done killed a couple people. He know what to do.
Right.
He know the feeling of killing. You just willing to try it. Because you got gun. And I breaking the situation all day. Finally, we get some isolate. The key was, this dude had a daughter that he had really loved. But his baby mother was a piece of shit and don't want him around the child because he's a killer. But when she was with him, it was okay. But because they break up, she decided no. Guess how I get to him? I begged she that afternoon. That was my only hope. Please. I know you know me. You me and you go there. Let me carry by this man. I need to get this man calmed down. Be in mind, he not see his daughter for like 2 months. Because this girl playing games. She allowed me to pick up this little girl. And guess what? When I pull up, I had a weapon for he then. That little girl break he down. And I tell you, I said, big man, if you ain't gonna kill the wire for me, and I asking you to, bro, do it for this one, yeah. You know how I feel about my daughters. I know how you feel about yours.
That was brilliant.
And guess what? That shit melty. Partner lived to see the next day. He didn't die that night. And guess what? I could guarantee me and Tony had a count. We have about 15 men that walk in St. Croix right now. And it's because of the work we did.
That's real respect.
Yeah.
15.
That's
And they're saying we ain't talking about okay, we help out with this situation. We talking about there's 15 men right now that we have on record that we could say they alive right now because of the Office of Gun Violence Prevention. They alive right now. What measures we take? Sometimes people don't like the kind of ways I work. But getting the job done is making sure that they said they don't kill you, and I said no.
Right.
Because
We're gonna fix that problem.
Just when you look at it, you were Department of Human Services, you were VIPD, you were Island Therapy, you were like 3-4 different major institutions in one series of moves.
So before we go on, right? He's our outreach guy, right? But before we had him, I had to mash this work plus do my work, right? Because the positions, the job gotta be done. So I'm highly blessed to get this dude. And he's an educated dude. He know how to talk to people.
Yeah.
So he know I could start the conversation and he can catch it. He know where to go, how to do it, and what to do. So that's like, we don't got to teach you what to do. You know what to do. Now, our job, we have our executive director, Tony Emmanuel. We have another outreach coordinator from St. Thomas. We also have a violence interrupter from St. Thomas. We also have a survivor engagement specialist.
That's beautiful.
Now, a survivor engagement specialist is different than what me and him do. Their job is now, they go to the murder scenes. I typically don't like dead bodies. So I have went to a few, but I don't. He go, and then he see what's going on, and here it is. This guy is on the ground dead. Mother over here crying because they don't get a word. They don't pull up. 2 brothers there, a cousin there, and then he assessed the situation. His job is to assist the family in any way possible, whether it is through counseling, whatever the case may be. But at the same time, he assessed the whole situation. So then he look at Joseph and he look at Monroe and he watching them man and them man popping. This ain't done no. This ain't done no. Them man kill me. And then he called me now and he said, "Hey, watch out. You don't gotta keep an eye and watch. Yeah, you know Joseph them man for Harbor View and bam 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 and so on so." And I said, "Yeah, hey, boom, no problem. Boom, I gone. I gonna go." I jump in my ride and I go to Harbor View and I go to the big man in the top. I say, "Yeah, I know. I don't know. I hear what happened. Watch, I need to sit down with Joseph. The man, this man spazzing out on the scene. He got VIPD watching me because you saying it loud. I going to retaliate. I going to kill these man. These man, this ain't done." And being able to curve a retaliation is one of the hardest things I ever had to deal with.
Oh my goodness.
Because that's my job. But now here it is, I come to you and I say, "Listen, big man, listen, me so much, I know the I mean, I hear this, you know, dog. Nobody can't tell me nothing, you can't bring my brother back, you know." And you got to go through this morning with him and let him vent, let him talk and let him run him out. Yeah, I know. The man shoot my brother in his head. I know how you feel. I watch my brother with his brains on the ground in Shabbat. So I know how you feel. But guess what? You could go and kill 50 of them dudes. And guess what?
You ain't coming back.
He still ain't coming back, and I still gonna pay for the funeral.
Yeah.
I said, remember, we walked this road for real. And one of, like I said, man, he was talking today and I was telling him, like, the best way to deal with gun violence in our territory is through communication. Communication. And when I say communication, it goes deep. I had to go to another level with that communication because really and truly, right, being a violence interrupter, that you gonna get, man, I get between a mother that take up the son gun and then the yard and he's scared to come in the house because she just on the porch like this. I bring you in this world, I will take you out the world. And guess what? I going there because they call me and tell me go save he. So she don't send he to jail because she want to turn in the gun and let he go jail and tell him if he come in the house, she going to kill him. You check? And for me to be able to stop that situation, it was difficult because I gone there to talk to she to calm she down because I know she, and she talking to me and say, "Damian, I'm not listening to not nobody." And she got to go like this. And I said, "Okay, but watch out." Hold on.
Fire with finger outside. Fire.
Like, you know? Yeah. But these are situations that we have actually had to go and deal with, right? But key is our women in our community.
Let's just say jump in. What we start that one? So
I definitely want to know, right, with all the work that you do, and thank you for the work that you do. And you put yourself on the line, and you have a story. You have, not only are you a violence interrupter, but you literally are, it's a hot, topic to say, a generational curse breaker.
Yeah.
yeah,
That you're literally saving sons from the sins of their father, right? When you're in these situations, what do you feel like, if you could boil down everything that you've been at this job with, broker in peace, what is the common denominator that that you see that you're left with? That is it an explanation, like you said, it's communication, hearing both sides. What is the biggest hurdle you have to get over in de-escalating a situation?
We have to stop being the ones that is the warriors. Everything for us as men is we on go. The hardest thing is to get you to come back down. Because you can't understand or have a conversation in the heat of a moment when you're at 100. I need you to come down to 20 so then we could talk. See, we could get loud all day. And we have a tendency, like he was saying, we like Jamaicans, like Haitians, we're explosive men. And we get aggressive really quickly. This is just a VA trait that we have. But being able to control it,
That's being a man and adult.
that's growing up. You know? Me personally, right? I grew up at 40. I was 40 when I actually start being a man.
Right.
Like realizing, like, dude, shit real out here. Like, you getting old. Like, I start being a man when I was 40. And being able to control my temper, being able to control my anger, being able to control my emotions, being able to control myself, my mentality. I was 40. Most men do not mature correctly and become a man until they get too damn old. Because we tend to go left before we go right. And then when we see left, it ain't walking how we need it to walk, we'll say, we try and go right now. You don't blow 20 years.
yeah.
You know? And my biggest thing is, trying to get men to come down when the situation already is done. It's in the heat of the moment. Trying to fix a situation, it's a hard job because most men don't want to hear nothing at that moment. So trying to get them to hear you is almost impossible.
But you do the impossible.
Well, God,
You just say, I'm
God
15
glory.
impossible stories walking right now.
Right.
So, like,
give God the glory.
yeah, give God the glory for
That man blessed me.
Definitely. Yeah.
I've been shot. I've been stabbed multiple times in prison, and coming from that walk of life, man, it took my daughter to help me to change my life. My daughter told me that I need to grow up and be a father.
Wow.
Dude, to this day when I say it, it hurt. She was 6 years old. And she told me this on the phone. And then she was like, okay, so you saying you love me, right? But if somebody break in my mother's house and rape me and my mother, how you going to protect us if you're in jail? Dead. That's a big teddy bear. That little conversation with that girl, big up Natasha Lang. She'd have break me every time. But that was my thing. And I realized I could use that as a tool to get men to humble themselves, right? So I started Daddy's Day Out with fathers in my nonprofit, Fathers in the Community. Yeah. And then when I did that, it was like men had to understand your kids is actually a shield. You walk with your child, you're less likely to pull your gun out. You're less likely to get into an altercation because your daughter is with you. It's a shield. Your daughter could save you in so many ways. Utilize that. Be a father and watch how we help change your life.
So I think this stick to start jumping in into the conversation. So we had this little sidebar about the role of women in violence, and it's a double-edged sword. And I think people don't understand that you need the husband, the wife, you need the mother, you need the father, you need both. That balances the home. You need balance the home, balance energy. You know what? I can tease them. We're coming back for this part 2. Don't miss it because you need to understand what's going on.